So Rimuru gives the order to kill, and with all 7 of those sneaky, slimy bastards officially gone, it feels like a aura of nastiness has been lifted. Now, of course, there's still going to be bad apples. I mean, everything is still set up for more craziness. But the ones that have infuriated me the most isn't even because of like stuff they've necessarily done. There's just a general... They just seem creepy. They're always hiding their faces, they're always up to no good, and they're causing a ruckus. So Diablo, taking care of his 3 in the most Diablo fashion possible. It's like a black hole that compresses in on it. Imagine taking people, throwing them into the abyss, and crumpling them up like a piece of paper as they get compressed into nothingness and dissolve. Brilliant. The 3 that was against Rimuru, I guess props to them, they get to die by their god, but Lady Luminous is, it didn't look pleasurable, let's put it like that. And then the 7th, which I've been trying to figure out if I have been miscounting or if I haven't seen where he is, he gets Exodia obliterated in the church, so, that's fantastic. Everything about this episode just felt like, yes. All that setup, everything that's happened. Next week, the meeting with Hinata and Rimuru is going to be fantastic. It just feels like between the flashback and seeing what's happened to her, like when she was pulled from thin air and tossed into Isekai realm, like, this was just perfect. Entertaining perfection. Of course, I have full live reactions to all of these slime episodes over on Patreon. If you want to see my full and good thought to this or any of these latest episodes, it's going to be over there exclusively. So... where do you even begin? First things first, I think we all have to collectively agree that they need to make a 12-episode anime of Hinata's story and journey. I need that, personally. I think it'd be so entertaining just to see her, like, just that little glimpse we got at the start and the troubled life she had, and just how, like, it just clicked in and she just started kicking ass, and then seeing her sensei, just, like, I think it'd be such a good, short little anime series. I think it'd be fantastic, but maybe beggars can't be choosers. But if they gave us Slime Diaries, I don't see why they couldn't give us something like that. Even if they had to go anime original with it, bitch, I don't care. Just give me that. It'd be such a good show. But we were in a sticky situation. So one of my favorite things that happened during this whole exchange was the sacrificing of Rimuru's ultimate skill. Now, when that happened, there was a whole bunch of different opinions. I was under the assumption if he did sacrifice it, we gained something better because of it. But it's not like we would just give, because here's the thing. As Rimuru points out in this episode, as he defends against something with a different skill, wait, couldn't I have just used that against Hinata instead? And yes, of course he could. The thing about Raphael and this whole system is that unless Rimuru and the system experience it, there's no way to know exactly what it is, how to defend against it, unlocking new things. So the whole reason this happened, they copied the skill. We sacrificed, but still had a copy to use and could restore. Now Rimuru, had he known all that, would he have took that attack? No, Rimuru, like a logical person, would have dodged. But Raphael wants to be hit by those things. And wants to know, because if in the future someone else who potentially has a stronger shot at killing us, we want to be able to defend against that. So I'm going to make sure that he takes the blow, but he's not going to do it if he thinks that we can just defend. No, I need him to be actually attacked by it in this way, and the only way is to manipulate him into thinking he has to give up this skill. And in actuality, we could have just done so many different things. And that's hilarious. And there's a reason why Rimuru's like, we're going to have a talk afterwards, because he's a little salty realizing that entire dilemma and, you know, emotional strain and everything didn't need to happen. But, you know what? I actually have to respect the system for, like, thinking long-term rather than short-term, and it's hilarious. But we needed some holy magic, and we also had to deal with these scumbags. The idea that Rimuru is not an idiot either, he can't just say, okay, my demon pal Diablo is saying I want to kill these people. And he's saying, I think they are responsible for this guy's death. You can't just assume he knows what's best. He has to verify, like, hey, can you verify it? Yeah, I got reporters. Okay, if the reporters can verify and these people, sure, go ahead and kill them. The guy deserves to be killed. But he's not just going to be like, go run amok, demon. Like, that wouldn't be a good leader, given the idea of him wanting to have peace with both monsters and humans alike, right? But it's just so good because once that happens, everything starts kicking off. And you think Rimuru's gonna start throwing hands, gonna do all this, and he does do some pretty crazy things, especially with, like, surviving things that no one else would. Insert Luminous Valentine, and, damn. Like, the fact that there's just this, like, gods here, right? Because that's what they worship her as. And then I love the fact as they're walking through Tempest, Veldora's just like, oh, hey, Demon Lord. And they're like, wait, Demon Lord is God? And it's just like they're having this existential crisis, and just the fact that we have such a comedic beatdown that only happened because Veldora allowed it is just, it's fantastic. But this is what I mean, man. You could definitely slim down a couple of the meeting episodes. I don't disagree with that. But it shouldn't have been 2 episodes of meetings. Absolutely not. There was so much to get established. And the reason all of this is feeling like payoff, the reason Yam being appointed king in the way that he did was so good was because of all that setup. Diablo looking at this man and not even have to say, give me the throne. He offered it so willingly because that's how terrified he was. And he can't even go against his word now, because every reporter in the nation now has it. They're going to spread it. So even if he tries to backtrack, it doesn't matter. He's already officially given it over. Everything turned up Rimuru's way here. We knew it would, but it's the way they did it that just felt like, you know, there's that entertainment level and that fun factor of season 2 when shit just really goes crazy, and that's a very similar vibe to the past couple of episodes. I'm very interested what they're gonna do with the second core. Obviously, we still know, I think it was like 4 episodes back, there was a little meeting, and a couple of the characters in said meeting were in this episode. So I imagine they're going to continue to be the focal center of, like, chaos. But with Yam going to be appointed to the throne, we have a much more powerful and consistent ally, and it will be interesting to see what the meeting between Hinata and Rimuru will be, because there's a lot to discuss, and neither one of them actually wanted to fight. So now that they don't have to, and now that she knows why she was manipulated into this, hopefully it's going to mean that, well, we're going to be able to have a much more reliable ally than are we going to throw hands every other time we see them, right? So time will tell, but fantastic episode. At one point, the guy who kills the 7th bishop, or whatever the hell these bastards are called, calls him a worthless maggot. And I'm like, that's the perfect way to describe them. Worthless maggots. Fantastic. Let me know what you thought down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell. And like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon. And hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alrighty, so today we have Laser, Mike, Annette, Gaiten Plozank, Liam, and we also have Jay Fish. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. And for the love of God, don't piss off these demon lords, because Ruckus will always be around the corner. Have a good one.